Diwali is a festival of joy and prosperity and a celebration of the victory of good over evil. This is the story of Ram and Ravan, a story related to this festival. Thousands of years ago, in the city of Ayodhya, there was a wise and good king named Dashrath who ruled along with his 3 queens and 4 princes. The eldest, Ram, and his beautiful wife Sita lived happily along with the other prince brothers and their wives. But one of King Dashrath's wives was jealous of Ram and demanded that he be exiled to the forest for 14 years so that her son Bharat be made king. Having once promised his wife to fulfill any wish of hers, the helpless king exiled Ram to the forest. And so, Ram set off on foot, accompanied by his loving wife Sita and loyal younger brother Lakshman. A few years into their exile, a demoness named Surpanakha saw Ram and fell for his looks. She asked Ram to marry her. Ram refused and asked her to go to Lakshman instead. But Lakshman also refused. Enraged, Surpanakha showed her true form, and Lakshman cut off her nose and ears. The demoness went wailing to her brother, who was none other than Ravan, the demon king of Lanka. Ravan was furious and swore revenge. With the help of another demon who took the form of a golden deer, he distracted Ram and Lakshman and kidnapped Sita from their hut. When Ram and Lakshman returned, Sita was missing. They realized that something bad had happened while they were gone and immediately rushed to find her. On their way, they came across an army of monkeys and bears that agreed to help them. Among them was a monkey named Hanuman, who had once vowed to be at Ram's service. Now Hanuman was no ordinary monkey. He could fly over mountains, change size at will, and had superhuman strength. He had the power to leap across oceans in a single stride. So obviously, he ended up being Ram's strongest ally. It was Hanuman who finally found Sita, imprisoned in one of Ravan's beautiful gardens. Hanuman reassured Sita that Ram would be here soon to rescue her. He came back to Ram with Sita's whereabouts, and the army of monkeys, bears, and men marched to Lanka. Soon, a great battle started between the 2 mighty armies, and Ram's soldiers managed to kill all the demons except one, Ravan. The battle was now between Ram and Ravan. He gave Ravan one last chance to apologize and return Sita. Ravan instead rained down weapons on him. Ram too fought back relentlessly, but despite all his efforts, nothing seemed to kill Ravan. Finally, Ravan's brother Vibhishan told Ram that Ravan's weakest point was in his navel. Using an arrow given to him by the gods, Ram shot Ravan in the navel and killed him instantly. And so, Ram and his love Sita were finally reunited. Soon after, upon completion of their 14 years in exile, Ram, Sita and Lakshman returned home to find the entire city waiting for them. The streets were decorated with flowers and lamps, and there was happiness everywhere. And this is why every year on Diwali, you see the streets, homes and offices lit up with lamps, like the city of Ayodhya, in celebration of Ram and Sita's homecoming. Indian mythology is full of tales that inspire awe and wonder. The tale I am about to share is one such story. The story of Goddess Durga. Once upon a time, there was a tyrant called Mahishasur. He was part demon and part buffalo. Mahishasur meditated for thousands of years so he could please Lord Brahma and in return be blessed with immortality and power. After much penance, his plan worked. Lord Brahma came to him and said, "I am very pleased with your devotion. Ask me any boon that you desire." Without batting an eyelid, the arrogant Mahishasur said, "Lord, I don't want any man or god to be able to kill me." Brahma raised his hand in blessing and said, "Tathastu, so be it, my child." A twinkle in Brahma's eyes gave away the fact that maybe Mahishasur had left a loophole while seeking his blessing. Time would tell. Armed with this boon, Mahishasur considered himself immortal, as no man or god could lay hands on him. In his rage and pride, he practically destroyed the earth. The lands were soon covered in darkness, and his massacres were widespread. Not only that, he chased away the gods out of heaven. Scared, the gods went running to Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva and narrated their misfortune. The lords Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva were hopping mad. They conferred for a moment, and then they held each other and started to radiate a blinding light, a light never seen before. Out of this beautiful light was born the 10-armed goddess Durga, the embodiment of Adi Shakti. One by one, the gods approached her and gifted her a dazzling array of weapons. The mighty Sudarshan Chakra was given to her by Lord Vishnu. She got a Kamandal or pitcher from Lord Brahma. She got a quiver full of arrows from Lord Varuna, the god of the sea. Lord Yama, the god of death, gave her a powerful scepter. Lord Indra, a thunderbolt to rattle the earth. Lord Vishwakarma, a menacing axe. Kal, or time, gave her a sharp sword. Airavata, Indra's white elephant, gave goddess Durga a bell. Its noise helped her confuse the demons. Lord Shiva gave her a dangerous trident. The mighty Himalayas gave goddess Durga a lion to ride upon. Armed with 10 weapons, gifted to her by the gods, one for each arm, she looked ready to show Mahishasur who the boss was and went into battle with him. Durga battled Mahishasur for 10 whole days. On the 10th day, she managed to chop off his head with her trident. At last, the balance of life was restored. To celebrate this victory, we perform Durga Puja every year. Durga Puja is a 10-day carnival in Bengal. This day is also called Dashera, and we celebrate Lord Ram killing Ravan too.
This is the story of Holi. Holi gets its name from Holika, demon king Hiranyakashyap's sister. Hiranyakashyap had got a boon from Lord Brahma that he would not be killed by man or animal, at day or night, inside or outside, above or on the ground. So Hiranyakashipu said that only he should be worshipped and not God. His own son, Prahlad, continued to worship Lord Vishnu. This made his father angry. He asked Prahlad to jump from a mountain, but he remained unhurt. Even when Hiranyakashipu made Prahlad jump in a well, he was unharmed. Then Hiranyakashipu ordered that wild elephants should trample Prahlad, but he was not hurt. Next, Prahlad was put in a room with poisonous, angry snakes. But still, nothing happened to him. Finally, Holika made Prahlad sit on a pyre with her. She was protected by a shawl that kept her from being burned. The shawl flew from her to Prahlad. So, while Holika burned, Prahlad was safe. Lord Vishnu appeared as half man, half lion, and killed Hiranyakashipu at dusk on his porch steps. A Holika bonfire is lit every year to remind us of the victory of good over evil. Holi is celebrated on the day after the bonfire.
Hi, my name is Ganesha and you probably see me everywhere. Do you know how I came to be? Well, let me tell you. Once upon a time, high up in the Himalayas, my mother Parvati lived with her husband Shiva. One day, my mother sat down to make a sculpture of a boy. She carefully molded the clay and ended up making a cute little boy, chubby cheeks and everything. She looked at his chubby and roly likeness and was very pleased with her creation. So, she decided to give it life. And this clay sculpture, me, came to life. We were both ecstatic. Since my mother had gotten dirty from making me, she decided to take a bath. As my father, the great Shiva, was away, she told me to guard the door and not let any strangers in. Now, I had never seen Shiva as I was just born. I sat outside, playing with the stick and minding my own business, when a large man, all blue and cool, came up to the hut. Not knowing who he was, I yelled, "Stop!" And he replied, "How dare you? I am Shiva!" With that, he raised his trishul and swiped off my head. Hearing the noise, my mother came running out of the hut and shrieked, "What have you done to our son? I made him out of the earth with such love, and you have gone and chopped his head off?" Boy, was Shiva in trouble. He promised my mother that he would find a suitable head for their little boy. So off he went into the forest. Bish, bash, boom! We heard a cacophony of sounds and then an elephant trumpet. Shiva was back in no time with the head of an elephant which he fixed onto me. He then patted me and told me how proud he was of me for fearlessly obeying my mother's orders and gave me blessings of prosperity and intelligence. Since then, I've been known by many names like Vignaharta, Siddhivinayak and Vakratunda. And I am the remover of all obstacles.
Onam is a harvest festival in Kerala. Here's the story behind it. Once upon a time, the demon king Mahabali ruled over Kerala. He was wise and a fair king. Mahabali worshipped Lord Vishnu. His power extended to Patala, the netherworld and the heavens. The gods grew jealous of Mahabali and they asked Lord Vishnu for help. Lord Vishnu took the avatar of Vamana, a Brahmin dwarf. He approached Mahabali for the alms. He only wanted the land that he could cover in 3 steps. Mahabali agreed. The Vamana began to grow in size. With 1 step, he covered the sky. With his 2nd step, Lord Vishnu covered the netherworld. Mahabali realized that Lord Vishnu's 3rd step would destroy the earth. So, he offered his head for Lord Vishnu's last step. When Lord Vishnu placed his foot on Mahabali's head, it pushed him to the netherworld. Before taking the 3rd step, though, Lord Vishnu granted Mahabali a boon. Mahabali wished to visit Kerala once a year. Onam is the day Mahabali returns home.
Bethlehem on a winter night, where shepherds with their sheep so white, when suddenly came down the race of an angel singing praise. Guess who's born? Jesus Christ. Lose your troubles, give a high five. Have no fear and go and see the Son of God, the little baby.
Now 3 wise men saw a star glowing brightly from so far. On their camels traveling, they carried gifts for a king.
Singing, guess who's born? Jesus Christ. He is God's beloved child. He'll bring peace to one and all. Let's go meet the baby small. They found him in a stable cold, just like the angel had foretold, with his loving mind power underneath the shining star. Singing, Jesus Christ, the Prince is here. Joy and happiness is near. Sing and dance and have some fun. Merry Christmas, everyone. Merry Christmas, everyone.